calling the action in this evening's men's volleyball matchup between the University of Southern California Trojans and your IPFW Mastodons. Caught me with a Polish sausage in my mouth there, a little off guard. We're running a little early tonight.
But we're going to have some exciting action. Now we're going to the house announcer for the introduction of the starting lineups.
First, the starting lineup for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the USC Trojans. A 6'5" sophomore from Encino, California, number 2, Trevor Julian. A 6'5" freshman from Santa Barbara, California, number 5, Brooke Billings. A 6'5" freshman from San Juan Capistrano, California, number 6, Bo Rowie. A 6'5" junior from San Juan Capistrano, California, number 9, Omar Rowie. A 6'7" sophomore from Valley Center, California, number 11, Eli Fairfield. And a 6'5" junior from Kors, Albania, number 12, Donald Sujo. Coach of the Trojans, Mr. Pat Powers. And now the starting lineup for your IPFW Mastodons. A 6'4" freshman from Hamburg, New York, number 5, Jeff Peters. A 6'7" senior from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, number 7, Ryan Ross. A 6'7" junior from Red Wing, Minnesota, number 10, Chris Gislin. A 6'8" junior from Young America, Minnesota, number 11, Mike Cummings. A 6'6" junior from Arroyo, Puerto Rico, number 13, Hector Soto. And a 6'8" junior from Huntington Beach, California, number 15, Scott Lane. Coach of the Dons, Mr. Arnie Ball.
Welcome back. This evening's match on College 6 is brought to you in part by Bosch Bus Company, by Chestnut Group Incorporated, by Farm Bureau Insurance, and the other ones we will get to later. You know, we're just a little excited. Fujifilm USA and Sumner Suites. It's the Dons. Excited as we are to play USC tonight. From what I understand, Blake, both teams a little shaky last night here at the Spring Fling, and but they both came away with victories.
Yeah, it looked like this is IPFW's first match after spring break, and it looked like it was USC's first match during spring break. USC had only one practice before coming in, and IPFW looked a little flat, and they pulled it together when they needed to. I just think both teams are going to be at a much higher pitch tonight.
The Spring Fling finale here at the Expo Center at the Coliseum. Chris Gislin back to serve and get this match underway for the Volleyball.
Who got a little bit of a tail chewing.
I can imagine. Gislin the jump serve. Suho outside. Dug up by Perrott. Gislin, strong side to Soto. And puts it straight down.
He got up on that one.
He sure did. Well,
it was well over both blockers.
We heard it after last night's match, and he's been saying it all year. Soto wants the ball early and often.
And high. So he can go get it where no one else can. 42-inch vertical. IPFW's Mike Cummings was called for being in the net. IPFW looked sharp early.
Side out for the Trojans. P-Tech, the pass to Gislin, middle set. Cummings puts it straight down.
That's something they struggled with last night. That's great to see this early.
Trevor Julian was in position. It was right to him, and he just couldn't get off the back heels of his feet. Soto, the jump serve. Suho middle set and overshoots his middle hitter. Point for the Dons. Take them any way you can get them.
Well, these are two of the best young teams in the country. Both of them will be favored to be in the top 5 next year in the preseason. IPFW has a chance to be number 1 at the start of next year, maybe.
Weak side, off the block, and Gislin can't come up with it. Side out for USC.
Brooke Billings is a Trojans' big stud. He was the American Volleyball Coach Association Player of the Week last week. He was the top high school player in the country last year.
Gislin, strong side, P-Tech, puts it straight down.
His main competition for Freshman of the Year is going to be Jeff P-Tech.
Well, you're going to see two of the best in the nation here tonight. We're going to see a lot from Billingsley and expect a lot from P-Tech. Cummings back to serve. Don's up 2-0 early here in game number 1. Suho middle set. Good
Nice
dig in the
dig.
back row by Soto, and they're going to go back to him. A little long.
Trying to do a little bit too much on that one.
First of all, Hector came up with a great dig. To be able to get up and come back and take a back row set like that and put it down, that's asking a lot of someone.
Well,
even Hector.
Yeah, he's the only one in the country who would be able to attempt that, I think, you know.
Trojans to serve.
Long.
A little long, side out. Scott Lane back to serve. Strong side, off the block. Chance for point here for the Dons. Back set. Lane. Just a little wide. He didn't have any blockers either, but the ball was off the net.
Being from California, you know Scott wants to win this one bad, too. Both teams really struggled last night with serving errors. IPFW had 25 and USC had 19.
Gislin, strong side, P-Tech off the block. Weak side to Lane again and blocked straight down by Bo Rowie. Got the brothers over there, Bo and Omar, teaming up.
If they were from Honolulu, they'd be the Maui Rowies. They're from San Juan Capistrano.
Omar to serve. Gislin back set 2 to Parat. It's blocked but dug back up. Here's P-Tech off the double block. Used it very nicely.
That was a big time play. That ball was drifting outside. It wasn't a great set. He somehow snuck it through.
That was a tough set by Gislin, and P-Tech made the most of it.
Didn't look like a freshman on that.
Jeff's back to serve. 2-1 Volley Dons. Back set. Off the block. Back row P-Tech. Oh, had 3 blocks off the net and just out of bounds. Side out for USC.
You can already tell there's a better flow, a better pace to this match than last night, either of last night's matches, and even really the first match tonight. Pacific beat Ball State in 3 games tonight.
Oh, big serve. Ouch. Gislin coming over here to the scorer's table. Watch yourself, Chris.
Donald Sujo, the Trojan setter, is one of the best servers in the country and has been for 3 years.
And Suho will put it in play again with the jump serve. Service error, side out, Parat back to serve for the Dons. Tied at 2. Suho going middle right off the block. Good use of right there off Cummings' hands. Block, the hands weren't together.
Yeah, and that serve was too easy to handle. It made it real easy for Sujo to go middle like that.
Trevor Julian back to serve for the Trojans. Parat. Tough set by Gislin, but he gets it. And Cummings used the block nicely there. That was a tough set.
That was a tough set to make, and that was a nice job. Chris did a nice job of that.
Off the top of the block, down.
They had some trouble last night going middle. And they're looking much sharper so far.
Well, when you got guys like P-Tech and Soto on the outside, it's pretty easy to fall in love with that.
And Lane on the back row.
Suho middle. Ooh, big swing there and a kill for Bo Rowie. Block was a little late there.
USC is the type of team that could give IPFW some trouble. They're not the biggest team in the world, but they're extremely quick. And those are the types of teams that sometimes give IPFW fits because they're such good defensive teams.
Soto to Gislin, middle set.
Oh boy.
And Soto comes out of the back row with a 2 and goes over the block and puts it straight down.
Nice combination play.
Well, they definitely had the defense on their heels on that play. And Hector will put it in play. Tied at 2 here in game 1. Jump serve, tough pass, great set.
That was great.
Wow,
set.
one-handed set there by Suho is put straight down.
It's one of those deals, if you don't go, if they don't jump with Sujo, he just taps it to the floor. You know, you're kind of in trouble either way.
Brooke Billings, the freshman, back to serve. Little floater. Soto to Gislin, back set to Lane, off the block. Nice dig. Dink.
Nice coverage.
Lane going strong side to Pitek. Triple block, and it's put straight down. Anytime you're swinging back from the 10-foot line and there are 3 blocks there, it's pretty tough to get a point.
And Jeff tried to make something out of that, tried to angle it off the hands, but they were just waiting.
Lane going middle, back to him.
Wow, they got a break there.
Yeah, poor defense right there. Not the greatest set, and Lane didn't have the biggest arm swing and kind of confused the defense back there.
Coach Arnie Ball telling Scott Lane just to swing hard. Don't worry about it. Just swing.
Cummings to serve. Suho back set. Billings.
He's their great equalizer. He's their Soto.
Last night
he had 28 kills and 15 digs against Ball State.
Eli Fairfield back to serve. Good up by Soho. Gislin strong side to Pitek, well off the net, and again with the 2 blocks there, it's blocked straight down by Suho.
It's been a pretty technical match so far, and by that I mean it's usually one hit and done or one block and done. I mean there haven't been long rallies.
Fairfield. Pitek.
Oh, what a set.
Wow. Pretty close to a carry too, but a one-handed back set by Gislin.
That was amazing. He just set that with his fingertips.
5-2 now. A little bit of a run here for USC. Time for a side out, and there it is on the service area. Lane to serve.
Watch him try to hit the line, the sideline.
Suho going back set. Big swing by Fairfield. Cummings couldn't come up with it. Out of bounds, side out for USC. Soto to Gislin, strong side. Pitek off the block, off the antenna, side out for the Dons. Well, they're really going after Hector early here, but that's no surprise.
No.
Every team always does.
They'd like to wear him down with the second match in 2 nights.
Pitek now back to serve. Suho, a little dump over the middle, and defense wasn't ready for it. Kill for the setter.
So far, USC's had a lot of offensive balance. A lot of guys have swung from a lot of areas.
Pitek, good pass to Gislin, middle set.
Catch up.
Coming right to me.
Nice catch. You know, you do that much better than Kent ever did. I'm always fearing for my life sitting next to Kent because he just, you know, I'll get one in the mush someday.
Barat back to serve. Suho, strong side, straight down, dig it up. Here it comes, Soto.
Amazing dig.
Back to Billings again, and they're there. Great dig by Lane. Billings with another swing. Free ball. Can Pitek get over the net?
Out of bounds. The first long rally of the night.
Great effort, great effort.
Nice crowd here at the Coliseum. Appreciates that.
You got to applaud that whether you win the point or not. You always like to see a little bit of hustle. Anytime you give Billings 3 swings in 1 point, chances are you're not going to win. Julian with the service error, side out for the Dons.
Both teams kind of feeling each other out. You get that feeling, John?
Mm-hmm. Suho, strong side. Nice dig by Parat. Gislin, strong side, off the net to Soto, and he goes over the block, down the line for the kill. 3 blocks were there, and nobody could even get a finger on it.
All 3 guys figured there's no way he can hit it down the line. There's 3 of us here, and they kind of drifted to the middle, and that created an opening.
Gislin to serve again.
Oh.
Here comes back. Cummings puts it straight down. Those are the gimmies. Those are the easy ones that middle hitters love to see.
Makes it 5-4. Oh, sweet. He hits 2 rockets, and then he hits an ankle breaker.
Well, And you get 3 serves in a row, and you got the power, and you got the power. Ease up a little bit, and
that'll mess with your mind.
Next thing you know, there's a big hole in the middle of the floor. Game's tied up at 5. We got substitution for USC. David Grimm into the lineup. He's going to replace Omar Rowie.
So, okay, now what's he going to hit?
Go back to the power.
That's what I think so, too.
There it is.
It
Coming
worked.
back. Chance for point. Parat, middle to Gislin. Strong side. Soto uses the block. Out of bounds.
Nice set by Chris
I got
Gislin.
2 balls in the first game already.
You're doing good. Timeout for the Trojans at 6-5 IPFW. IPFW getting on a run behind the serving of Chris Gislin. Chris ranks 5th nationally in aces per game, and he's having an outstanding season serving. IPFW has 3 players, Hector Soto, Scott Lade, and Chris Gislin, ranked among the top 20. That's the first time I can ever remember that happening here, and that gives them a big, big advantage offensively.
So a timeout early on here in the first game with the score 6-5, the Dons. Take a look at some early stats.
Well, we're going to be back after this break.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
USC ended the streak by IPFW with Brooke Billings earning a side out.
Gislin strong side to Lane off the block. Dug up. Suho. Great block. Soto and Cummings together, and Cummings picks up the block. Straight down, side out for the Dons. Hector back to serve for the Dons. Big serve, great dig. Suho back set, off the block. Middle this time, block. Chance for point for the Dons. Lane the set, strong side. P-Tech, 3 blocks there, dug up by Gislin. Lane looks like he's going to be going middle, and Hector's there. And comes flying in with a little dink. I don't think they expected that because they thought they were going to go to P-Tech again on the outside, and the 3 blocks were waiting there for him.
They were waiting for Hector, too, and it just like, let's mess with your minds, too.
7-5 now. Soto to serve again.
Nice by Scott Lade, who's not the primary setter.
Big serve. Nice dig. Suho, strong side. Off the block, then out of bounds. Eli Fairfield with the kill. Side out USC.
IPFW's serving and blocking has been much stronger tonight than it was last night.
Billings to serve. Soto to Gislin. P-Tech off the block and out of bounds. Am I going to get another one?
You might have a future in this business.
Wow. 3 balls in 1 game.
And no broken bones yet either.
Not yet. Cummings to serve.
Famous last words.
Suho back set. Billings off the block, out of bounds.
But you can see IPFW is getting a hand on everything as it comes to the net right now. That's a great sign for them. They didn't get that way last night until the middle of the second game.
Well, Billings is definitely getting his swings, but IPFW has been there and ready for him.
Nice
P-Tech
pass.
to Gislin, back to P-Tech on the outside. Great set. Gave him the line, and he took him right over the block. Freshman picks up another kill.
It's easy to make great sets when you get great passes, and that was a great play all the way around.
Lane, bad toss. Cost him.
Scott's not had a great weekend. He was not very strong last night, and he's pushing. I don't know if it's because they're playing the California teams and he wants to make a big impression or what. He was not strong last night.
Service error by Soto, backing up on his heels. Point for the Trojans.
Good pass. P-Tech tried to make the great play, and he ended up costing his team the point. He reached over the net, but he didn't finish the play.
So we're knotted up at 7 apiece here in game one. Another service error, side out Dons.
Both teams are playing pretty well right now.
Another service error, side out for USC. P-Tech picks up this one. And Suho's back to serve. Very dangerous. 3 in a row.
He jinxed him.
Works for me. We're rooting for the other guys. See if Parat can break the string here. On the floater. Suho to Billings. Great dig by Ryan. Gislin to Soto. Little dink. Nice dig. Billings. The set off the triple block.
That's in.
Ooh, that's a tough call, and they called it in.
Good job.
And 3 guys teaming up there. Soto got a hand on it. Point for the Dons. They take the lead, 8-7.
Ryan got a great serve off there. That started the whole play wrong for the Trojans. Another good one.
Suho, strong side. Billings off the block. Suho again back to Billings. Another swing, little dink. Lane gets there. Soto, great dig, and Parat puts it over the net. Middle set, off the block. Another dig by Parat. Gislin into the back corner.
Wow.
What a great point.
They're scrambling now.
But for some reason, I think Chris saw that back corner open that whole point. He was just waiting.
And he got the opportunity. Last night he tried that a couple times and it didn't work.
Side out for the Trojans. Big serve by Trevor Julian. Picks up the ace. Cuts the deficit to 9-8. And Soto uses the block. Gislin to serve. Off the block. Soto with a dig. Gislin back to Soto. Point for the Trojans, knots it up at 9 apiece. Soto, Gislin in the middle, big swing by Cummings. That was a great set by Chris. Soto to serve. Strong side. Don's get a block on it. Nice set with a pass by Lane. And P-Tech puts it between the 2 blocks for point.
So far, IPFW is making the great plays, but USC's hanging in because IPFW's passing has not been that sharp where they've been aced.
Soto with a serve. I could tell with the toss he had, he threw it out a little too far in front. Not a lot of room for error when you have a big swing like that. Serves. Got to have the toss there. Soto to Gislin. Back set to Soto out of the back row. Dug up. P-Tech the dink. Oh, hits the top of the net. It's going to be a joust at the net, and that's going to be won by Omar Rowley in USC.
And we're tied up at 10 again.
That was a great set by Hector, falling backwards, shooting it out here.
It wasn't high enough that Jeff could swing at it, though.
Gislin shoots set in the middle.
Swing
Dug
the
up
ball.
by USC. Back set to Billings. Great dig by Soto. Back over the net. Trojans on the offensive. Big swing by Fairfield, but it's out of bounds. Side out, Dons.
Here comes Brian Harris. He's going to come in and serve for Mike Cummings. Brian had a great match last night. He had 3 digs and really made an impact in the 5th game.
So the Fort Wayne native replaces Cummings in the back row. And he'll serve for the Dons. Shoots set in the middle.
Missed it, tipped it though.
Omar Rowley picks up the kill off the block. Just enough. Fairfield to serve.
And he nicked the antenna, so that's out of bounds. See if Scott Lane tries to go down the sideline with his serve. He did a great job of it last night against Pacific. But USC was scouting that match pretty hard, so they maybe have it covered. But right now, it looks like it's open.
Scott Lane to serve.
I think he hurt me.
Suho outside and strong side. Nice dig in the back row by Soto. P-Tech, I don't know where that one's going. Apparently off of Gislin's face. You don't want to set anything that high in the middle of the court.
Not over the other side of the net, you don't know.
Not even on your set, or your side, really. Gislin, back row. Lane off the block. Suho back set to Billings. Another piece of that. And Hector can't come up with it.
And USC's got the lead. It's been kind of a fun match to watch. There's been some really interesting plays so far. Lots of action at the net. There's the unofficial timeout with the towel.
Soto to Gislin. High outside. P-Tech uses the block. Side out, Dons.
IPFW is almost, their offense is almost strictly on the outside right now. They might want to open up the middle a little bit. They could get some good passes. Keep the defense honest.
Back row, Billings, big swing, and the triple block is there, but a little too strong, out of bounds off Hector's hand. Side out for the Trojans.
Right now we got a dueling freshman going. P-Tac for IPFW and Billings for USC.
Suho to serve. Tough set by Gislin. Back to Perrott, and he puts it straight down.
Then you can see USC had nobody up to block on the middle there.
As Harris comes into the front row, Cummings comes back in to replace him. Ryan Perrott back to serve.
He had some great serves the last rotation round. He served for 3 or 4 points.
Short floater. Suho, back set. It's straight down by Trevor Julian, but it's out of bounds.
No, overruled by Patty Salvatore, the lead official. She said that ball was in.
I'll tell you what, Blake, that was right in front of us, and that looked like it was about half a foot out.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough call.
Let's go, guys.
Coach Arnie Ball and the whole bench.
Arnie's getting a yellow card. It's a warning. Basically, if he gets another one this game, it'll cost his team a point.
Julian to serve.
Ace.
Confusion by Perrott and P-Tech. Point for the Trojans. You too can participate in the excitement of IPFW athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster club. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW's sporting events, food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For information on becoming a member, call Pat Klein at 219-481-6643 or write to Royal Dons Club, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805.
Yes.
Some early stats. Brooke Billings, the freshman for USC, already has 6 kills. P-Tech, Freshman on the other side has 7. And Hector Soto has 6. Looking for a side out here. Suho back to serve. Soto middle to Gislin. Swinging an error by Cummings, but it's over the net. Free swing. Nice dig by Pitek on Billings' big swing. Lane, free ball, puts it over the net. Suho, back set to Billings again. Off the block, but out of bounds by Suho. Another point for USC. A little trash talking going on at the net from the freshman.
That's not
and
smart.
The All-American.
That's not smart.
You don't want to fire up Hector.
No, that's when Hector gets mad, and he gets great.
13-10. Big swing, out of bounds. Service error. Need a little string here. Chris Gislin back to serve, and he's the guy to do it. Jumps it. Billings to Suho outside. Ooh, nice big swing going straight down the line. Is Craig Dennis, who just checked into the game. Side out USC.
We're turning into a war here.
Pretty intense for game number 1.
Which is really what IPFW coach Arnie Ball wanted to see tonight. I don't think he wanted to see this score, but he wanted to see some intensity out of his players.
IPFW can't come up with it. Point for USC.
And it's going to be game point.
Gislin outside lane, big swing off the block, dug up by IPFW. Game point right here. Billings, big swing, blocked straight down. Soto and Cummings putting it together for the side out.
And Hector's starting to get really fired up now.
Well, he needs to string together a couple serves here and get the Dons back in this game. Trailing 10-14. Soto back to serve, jumps it. Big swing,
Ace.
and that's going to be an ace.
John, how come you didn't get that ball this time?
I don't know. I was calling for it. Substitution for the Trojans. Caleb Anderson replaces Bo Rowie.
That's just he's a back row specialist trying to slow down the momentum.
Soto looking for another big serve. Jumping it. Suho, strong side.
Missed
Out
it
of
wide.
bounds. No touch. Don't think so. Craig Dennis was looking for it, but they didn't get it. Point for the Dons. Makes it 12-14.
And they got a timeout for USC.
So we're going to take a break here. College access, and we're going to be back. The Dons, Hector Soto serving, trailing 14-12 here in game number 1.
Remember walking those hallowed hallways, the friendships, the professors who made an impact on your life?
Your alumni associations are here to serve you through networking, friendship, and service.
Your alumni directors also need you.
Make a big difference by sending potential students our way.
Make a difference with your financial gift.
Make the biggest difference with your contribution of time.
Your alma mater needs you. Go alumni!
Welcome back to the Expo Center here at the Coliseum. The Dons trying to rally here behind their All-American Hector Soto, trailing 12-14 here in game number 1. Soto with a couple big serves in his last 2 swings, and he's looking for another one right here. He's going to jump it. Little short serve, and he caught the defense off guard. Tell you what, that's what Mr. Gislin did earlier in the game. Maybe they talked about it in the break. Hector's got a little smirk on his face.
Right now, IPFW has 3 aces, and 2 of them have been the change-ups.
Big swing by Soto, and he hit a little long.
Here comes game point for the Trojans. IPFW is calling a timeout right away. That's smart. Keep the momentum.
So it's 13-14. The Dons trailing. The College Cable Access Monthly Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW men's volleyball. To receive your free College 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College 6 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Call us, 481-6000, or email us at college6@ipfw.edu.
And I'll tell you what, IPFW's got some very nice web pages you can get onto. There's a men's volleyball web page that Ron Clark and some people put together. It's a very nice job. There's all sorts of information on there about the team.
So the Dons need a side out here to stay alive in game number 1.
Here comes a short serve from Billings.
Floater. Lane, middle to Gislin, strong side to P-Tech, 2 blocks, blocked straight down by Suho, the setter. And USC takes game number 1, 15-13. So we're going to take another short break, and we'll be back with game number 2 here at the Expo Center at the Coliseum.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back. We're in between game number 1 and 2, and the Dons had a little rally late there in number 1, but came up a little short, dropping the first one to USC, 15-13. A reminder, this evening's match on College 6 is brought to you in part by Bosch Bus Company, by Chestnut Group Incorporated, by Farm Bureau Insurance, by Fujifilm USA, and by Sumner Sweets.
Right now in the first game, IPFW hit 21%, USC hit 31%. The reason why? Because USC is concentrating tremendously on the outside hitters of IPFW. Jeff Peacock is hitting 13%. Hector Soto's hitting 25%. Scott Lane's hitting negative 200%. While the middle hitters are hitting 67% and 50%, but they haven't gotten enough swings.
That's right. Ryan Pratt 2 for 3, and Mike Cummings 4 for 6. That's 67%. But if you're not going there enough, you're not going to get enough swings, and you're not going to get enough kills, which means you're not going to get enough points.
Digs to kills so far. USC has 3. And IPFW has 6, which is a good sign for IPFW. They had 23 digs in that first game. USC only had 11. That's a really good stat for IPFW. Blocks, USC had 6. IPFW had 3. That's not quite so good. Right now, Brooke Billings for USC has 7 kills and 16 swings. And Hector Soto has 6 kills and 12 swings for IPFW. And Jeff Peacock has 7. So they've got to mix it up. I mean, the offense is working, but they've got to go middle. This is the point where, you know, Arnie Ball knew it was going to happen. This match might be decided on how well Chris Gislin sets the middle. Aces so far. SC has 4 with 8 service errors. IPFW has 3 aces with 4 service errors. An outstanding ratio. But Scott Lane with 1 kill and 10 swings. That doesn't help.
No, you said he was having a rough week and struggled a little bit last night. And maybe he can get off the schneid here to start game number 2. And we're set for action. Back to serve. Trevor Julian for the visitors. Soto, Gislin, quick set, Peratt. Well, they're trying to establish the middle right away, Blake. I think they heard you.
Well, it's kind of basic. I mean, the coach knows what needs done.
Sure, give him all
the middle still haven't been stopped yet. I mean, they haven't been blocked yet.
Brought back to serve. Little floater. Suho. Quick set in the middle.
That little floater, you or I could have passed. There's got to be better than that. That was too easy, and it's what happened when USC passed the ball that well.
And Bo Rowie puts it straight down with virtually no block there for the Dons. Soto the pass, Gislin the set. Soto the swing off the block and picks up a kill.
It's Hector's 7th kill of the night.
Bo Rowie unable to come up with it in the back row. Chris Gislin back to serve for the Volleyball.
Ace.
There's another one. So the Dons take an early lead here in game number 2. Gislin to serve again.
Nice
Suho
pass.
back to Dennis, off the block and down. Well, Craig Dennis didn't start this match, but since he's come in, he's made some noise and gotten some key points for the Trojans. Billings to serve. Little floater, short. Soto, Gislin, strong side lane, off the block. Never over.
No, it was
in
out.
The net.
It's all right. It went off the antenna. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good. They need to get Scott going.
So he picks up his 2nd kill of the night. Hector back to serve. Billings to Suho. Quick set in the middle.
That was a super quick set.
Not a big swing by Omar Rowie, but right in the middle of the court where the Dons couldn't get to it. Dennis to serve. Great serve. P-Tech with the up. Gislin all the way across the court to Jeff, and
Jeff's not having it right now.
blocked straight down by the Trojans. (1-1) USC. Dennis in the net.
That's a break. Tell you what, IPFW started the match. They looked real sharp, but now they just seem to have slipped a little bit.
Looking a little flat right now. Cummings to serve.
No energy, no smiles.
Dennis, Suho, back row to Billings and blocked straight down by Peratt. Well, maybe that's what they need to get him going a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll see on this next play. This will be a key one here.
Cummings to serve again.
I would think Mr. Billings might get this set.
Big, high, short floater. Dennis, Suho dumps it right over the middle. I could see that coming.
Yep. Boy, USC's passing has been excellent so far.
Not many passing errors by USC. IPFW has had a few in game number 1.
It's out of bounds.
Rowie's serve goes awry. Side out Dons.
Nice crowd here tonight at the Coliseum.
And it looks like they're still coming in. Dennis, Suho, outside off the block.
Chris Gislin in the net.
And that'll result in a sign out for USC.
Kind of a mental mistake. Boy, the energy's just not here right now, is it?
They better tuck those shirts in. That's what happens a lot of time. That shirt gets caught in the net. If you look at all the Trojan players, well, at least most of them anyway, they got their shirts tucked in.
Yeah, when they come around to the front row and they rotate in, that's when they tuck it in.
Gislin, quick set in the middle to Peratt, but a little long, no touch, out of bounds. Point for the Trojans.
IPFW's got to pick up their energy level. They got to pick up their level of play. They can reach another level.
In the net.
They can reach another couple notches here.
Score is tied at 2 here in game number 2. The Dons trailing 1-0. The freshman Jeff P-Tech back to serve. Dennis, Suho, quick set in the middle.
Missed it.
Got up in the air, but Rowie tried to go line a little too much, out of bounds. Point for the Dons. They lead it 3-2. P-Tech. Dennis, Suho back set, off the block. Lane, Gislin in the middle.
Not a good set. Of course, Ryan really approached that wrong.
Free ball, big swing by Dennis. Dug up, by Cummings. Gislin to Soto, coming right at us. And Billings can't come up with it.
I'm glad Billings got a hand on that. We've been picking rubber out of our teeth.
We would have had our 4th ball over here of the night.
I don't think we could have got out of the way of that one.
I'll tell you what, you can be in perfect position for a Hector Soto kill, but even if it's coming right at you, there's no guarantee you're going to even get a piece of it, let alone get it up.
Oh, he hits the ball with such topspin.
Pitak with a service error, side out. Trojans trailing 2-4. Trevor Julian back to serve. Pitak back set.
That's a better set.
And Perrott puts it straight down. He doesn't get a chance to swing too often from the outside. He got a little shoot back set there, and Gislin put it right on the money, and Ryan put it straight down. So Perrott will serve, put the ball in play. High, short, floater. Quick set in the middle. 2 ball, and Billings uses the block side out for the Trojans.
A lot of times Ryan Perrott gets to the net so quickly, he doesn't leave Chris any room to set the ball because he's so tight to the net, he almost sets him right into the block. But that's Ryan's problem, not Chris's.
Soto, good pass to Gislin. Back to Hector.
That was not a good set. That ball was too far off. Hector had to kind of lean back and hit across his body.
Never over the net. Bo Rowie to serve. Short floater. Soto. Gislin, back to Soto.
Perfect.
And the dig. Cross court set by Soho. Dennis,
man.
A little bit of luck there, off the net, and falls down for a point for the Trojans to knot it up at 4 apiece.
Right now the Trojans are getting the bounces.
Soto, Gislin, back set, Lane.
There you go.
Big swing there by Scott.
The biggest difference in Chris Gislin as a junior today versus a sophomore freshman, when he makes a bad set, it's instantly forgotten. He almost always comes back with a great set this year.
Chris Gislin to serve. Strong side, Dennis off the block by Lane, but out of bounds. Got to turn the hands in. Side out, Billings to serve. Soto, Gislin, middle set. Ooh. That's pretty close.
Kind of sneaky, almost a carry.
Pretty close. Anytime you dink the ball from your waist, I'd say that's borderline, but Cummings picks up the kill. Soto back to serve. Big serve. Billings with the up. Suho in the middle and overshot his hitter, Omar Rowie, into the net. Point for the Dons, and they take a 5-4 lead here in game number 2. Trying to even up the score. IPFW dropped game number 1. 13-15. Soto. Ooh.
Oh.
Billings took one off the chest.
That had to hurt. USC coach Pat Powers going to make a substitution.
David Grimm going to check in.
Yeah, maybe not.
Soto to serve. Sometimes you give Hector too much time to think about it. He comes up with those mental errors, and that might have been one of them.
You think they didn't know that when they were doing all that?
When they called for the timeout with the towel.
It looked like they were going to do the substitution. And
Dennis to serve. Another service error. Side out for the Dons.
Yeah.
Cummings, a little floater. That one's moving a lot. Dennis, good pass. And Billings with a dink.
Oh,
and
Jeffrey.
Can't reach back. You got to trust your defense behind you. Pitak went up for the block, saw the dink over his head, reached back. And
now there he looked like a freshman.
Yeah.
Because he had it covered. He was in position. And
Soto, Gislin from his knees, back set to Lane, and he picks up another kill.
Scotty's starting to heat up.
Getting a little hot here in game number 2 after picking up only 1 kill in the first one, only 1 for 10. And now Lane will serve.
Going for that sideline. It was open too.
I'll tell you what, the Dons have a lot of service errors, but it's not because they're not trying to be aggressive. They're going right after it.
Well, that's part of the reason they get a lot of service errors, because they are trying to be aggressive.
Gislin backs.
Oh, nobody went up.
Back row to Soto, and no one was there. They were looking for the quick set in the middle. And Hector picks up the kill.
They were, you know what they were doing? They were expecting Scott Lane to get another swing out of the back row, and two guys were standing over on the antenna, so there was nothing in the middle.
P-Tech to serve, leading 6-4.
You see those ankles?
Big serve. Suho, quick set in the middle, blocked straight back by Peratt, and USC can't dig it up. Point for the Dons.
You see the black things that the IPFW players are wearing around their socks? Those are called active ankle guards, and they're for sprained ankles and things. There was a sprained ankle in the first match tonight between Ball State and Pacific, and the kid would have broken his ankle easily except he was wearing one of those.
Suho, strong side to Billings. Over the block. P-Tech with a dig. Gislin, back set. Great dig, Suho to Billings again. Try to go cross court. We got no touch. It's out of bounds. Point for the Dons.
I didn't see a touch. Did you?
No.
And we were at the perfect angle on that one. Crowd is jeering and wants a yellow card. But the USC coach Pat Powers is going to call timeout instead.
No yellow card, but a timeout and a break for us. We're going to be back in a couple minutes. Game number 2, the Dons leading 8-4.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume. Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back to the Expo Center here at Memorial Coliseum. The Dons trying to even up the score here in game number 2. They dropped the first one 13-15, and they lead 8-4. Little string of a rally going right now.
And the middle hitters are working. Brian Peratt has 4 kills. Mike Cummings has 5. Scott Lane's up to 4 kills after having only 1 in the first game. IPFW's hitting percentage has improved from 21% up to 26%.
And hopefully still on the rise. P-Tech to serve. Out of bounds, side out, USC.
We were talking last night with Ken Horman, and it's amazing how many times you come out of a timeout and there's a service error.
A lot of service errors tonight, and there's another one.
Yeah, USC, that's their 13th. IPFW only has 8, but they have 5 aces. They'll take that ratio anytime.
13 service errors, middle of the second game is not too good. Dennis, the pass to Suhu. Outside, back to Dennis off the block. Dig by Soto, but over the net. Billings to Suhu. Back set to Billings off the block, and the Dons can't come up with a dig. Bo rally to serve. Soto, Gislin, back set Lane, little dink. Wow.
And it worked. That's the only thing he could have done. The set was too far into the court. I don't think he could have got a full swing on that.
Well, rally was there, but I think he dove a little bit too far forward because the ball was up by his head when he got there.
You wonder if Scott was maybe just too fired up at the start of the match tonight. Net serve.
Gislin tips the top of the white tape. Side out, Trojans. Dons leading 8-4 here in game number 2. Billings to serve. Soto. Gislin, great set.
No,
Cummings.
actually, he got the ball
him
too.
for a lift.
Actually, no. Scott or Chris got the ball too high. Mike just couldn't get a swing on it.
Gislin to Lane, another dink. But this time Billings is there to cover it. Back to Billings. Big swing, dig by Peratt. And Gislin's going to go tight to Soto off 3 blocks, and they get a piece of it, but the back row can't come up with it. And Soto, once again, 1-on-3, comes up with the kill.
Goes back to serve. Hector's got an ace already tonight. He's got 3 of them.
Billings to Suho, back to Billings.
Nice
down the line,
dig.
great dig by Peratt. Soto the set to P-Tech off the block. The dig by Dennis. Suho back to Dennis, off the block and straight down, but it's out of bounds by Cummings. Very tight, but it was right in front of his plate, and it looked like it was just a little bit out. Craig Dennis to serve. Little short floater. Soto's there. Gislin going strong side, cross the court, and a big swing by P-Tech.
Once again, John sticks his hand out and almost gets the ball.
Hey, I'm ready over here.
You're going to set the record tonight.
You got to be when you're sitting here with these guys. Cummings, crowd getting into it. Bad pass and
that's a
over
good
the
call.
net.
The setter was in the back row. Actually, it's a replay. Patty Salvatore made a mistake. It's got to be a replay because the setter is in the front row. If he's in the back row, he's not allowed to touch the ball.
Not allowed to attack over the net.
He's not allowed to touch the ball that goes over the net as long as he's standing inside the 10-meter line.
Suho back set. Billings comes out of nowhere with a big swing, and Cummings can't come up with a dig. Side out.
They're running Billings all over the place. He's got about 12 kills so far. And he hits from all different angles.
Soto. Gislin shoots set in the middle. Peratt with a little help from the net picks up the kill.
And IPFW is running middle. It's working. USC still hasn't stopped it. Really, the only time they stopped it was one where the set was so tough that Mike Cummings couldn't get a swing on it.
Back set. Big swing by Dennis down the line, and they called it in. Ooh, tough call. Dons looked like they thought it was out.
Linesman said he was blocked off, couldn't see it.
Big swing by Suho. Another service error. And P-Tech will put it in play. Dennis to Suho, back set, off the block. P-Tech with a dig, even better dig by Lane, and Cummings puts the free ball over the net. Suho, middle, 2-ball off the triple block.
That's IPFW's favorite play off a transition free ball on the combination.
And Trevor Julian uses it effectively and picks up the kill. Side out USC, the unofficial.
This is not good for IPFW because right now they're just maintaining the lead. They need to push through and try to build on it. USC's kind of stole the momentum away.
Julian to serve. P-Tech, Gislin back to Peratt. The 2-ball is blocked and chance for point now. Billings off the block, dug up nicely in the back row by P-Tech. Gislin to Soto. The big swing coming right back. Peratt, another dig by the Trojans. Suho, strong side and blocked straight down by Soto. Well, Billings and Soto were going at it vocally in game number 1. Now they're going at it physically, and Hector won that battle.
Not too many people in this country can win a physical battle on a volleyball court with Hector Soto.
Ryan Peratt to serve. The float. Dennis. Quick set in the middle.
That serve is just too easy. Got to come up with something a little more challenging.
Bo Rowley picks up the kill.
We're still at 8-5. They got 2 great points there. They're still stuck on 8-5.
Soto. Great set by Gislin. Back to Cummings because it wasn't a great pass by Soto.
That was a great set, though. You're right.
It's funny when you watch Chris Gislin. Some of his best sets come when the passes aren't the greatest, and he's going up over the net trying to bring it back, and it's just amazing. Gislin to serve, big serve. Dennis off 2 blocks, and Cummings got a hand on it out of bounds, side out for the Trojans.
That's frustrating as a coach. You've got the play you wanted. You've got them pinned against the antenna for the block, and you can't handle it.
Billings serves. Soto to Gislin. Coming back to Hector, and he puts it straight down. 2 blocks, 3 blocks. When Hector's on, it doesn't matter. Side out, 8-5. The Dons have been stuck on 8 for a while here. Let's see if Hector can give the Dons at least one more point. Suho shoots set on the outside. Great block by Lane on Dennis. Puts it straight down.
It's a big one because they were just letting USC hang around right there for a long time. They got to remember USC's the younger team.
Big serve by Soto, picking on Billings, but he gets a chance to swing of his own, and Gislin can't come up with a throw, and the freshman picks up another kill.
Billings is really impressive.
Dennis, little short floater. Gislin, 3-ball. And Bo Rowley didn't know where to put his hands on that one.
Coach Pat Powers is thinking a double hit on that set. It was close.
Mike Cummings puts the ball in play with a floater. Dennis to Suho. Outside. Peratt blocks it back. Suho from the back row. Dennis.
That's in.
Blocked straight down by Lane, who's turning it up a notch here in game number 2.
He's had a much better second game. Timeout USC.
Coach Powers wants to talk it over. Keep in mind that you can learn more about the IPFW men's volleyball program by turning into the Arnie Ball Show on Thursday evenings on College 6. Coach Ball and host Mark Franke review highlight footage from the games. They talk with players and look ahead in the season each Thursday at 5:30 and 10:30 p.m. right here on College 6.
Well, IPFW had struggled. They were 8-5 for forever, it seemed like, and then they got a couple nice blocks from Scott Lane, and Jeff Petak got a kill in. They've stretched the lead out to 10-5. Now, the important thing is to maintain the lead and push it further, keep the momentum heading into Game 3.
Well, you talked about it, Blake, in between Game 1 and 2. You need to establish the middle, and you need to get everybody involved. Because you know the ball's going to go to Soto, and you know he's going to get his kills, but you got to have everybody around him doing their job. And once they start doing that, when it comes to crunch time, you can go to Hector, and he'll turn it up a notch, and he can be much more effective because he's much fresher later in the match.
Well, and teams at this level, John, are so good defensively and tactically. If you're sticking with one thing, they can pick you apart. I mean, they'll just throw bodies in front of the ball until they get it. And with Hector, you know, he can hit over top of him, but everybody else, you know, if you got 5 guys trying to dig him because they know he's hitting the ball, that's half the battle.
Cummings to serve. Dennis, Suho, back set to Billings, and he never got it over the net. Another point for the Dons, makes it 11-5.
Nice serve by Mike Cummings, set the whole play up. USC had a bad pass, and that led to a bad set. Another. Ooh, that was close. Not a bad serve, though, even though it was out.
And some late action to it.
Big time. Had some players sweating over there, too, trying to make that decision whether or not to let it go or not.
And Gislin comes crashing into the scorer's table.
It's Hector Shanks the serve.
Hopefully he's all right. Can't afford to have Chris get injured. And the question is, are the people at the scoring table all right? It appears so. Someone might have lost a drink or two over there, though. Petak to Gislin, back set to Lane.
Not a good set, though.
Tried to go over the 2 blocks cross court and hit it.
They had to reach back and try to hit the set. It was a timeout IPFW. Good call. Don't let USC get the momentum back.
So the Trojans pick up a couple points here. Got the deficit to 11-7. There's Arnie Ball and the
He's not even talking.
Volleyball.
He's not even talking into the huddle. He's just standing outside the huddle looking.
Well, sometimes that's the best thing to do. That lets you find out who your leaders are and find out who's going to take charge in your huddle.
Well, I think that was definitely a break momentum timeout. It's not like, I mean, the kids knew what was going on.
I think Arnie realizes how crucial this game is after dropping the first one. Right now, they're in position to take it, even up at 1-1. But if they let USC back into this thing and and win game 2. You don't want to be down 2-0 because then you got to win 3 straight, and that's not something you want to do even on your home floor.
Especially against a very good team, a young team that would have all that confidence going into that game. Right now, Hector Soto has 11 kills. Brooke Billings for USC has 12. IPFW has 29 digs. USC has 18. And IPFW has 8 blocks, and USC has 7. So they've really turned that around.
And Scott Lane, after going 1 for 10 in kill percentage in game number 1, is 4 for his last 6, 67% here in game number 2. Nice option to have. And Omar Rowie will put the ball in play for the Trojans.
See, I'm going to jinx this. I'm going to say he's going to get this serve in because we're going to talk about how many times this guy serves in the net after a timeout. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, when you get a timeout, the legs stiffen up even a little bit if it's just a minute or 2. And
well, that's why he's staying down, too. Great serve.
Chance for point here for the Trojans, and Suho comes up with a big swing and the kill. And now,
Hector's missed a couple serves in a row here. He's going to get a chance for number 3 right now.
The deficit has been cut to 3 here in game number 2. 11-8. The Dons leading.
Bingo.
And that one floated a little bit on Omar, and Hector was smart enough to let it go for the service error, and Scott Lane will try and give the Dons control back here in game number 2. Nice dig by Dennis. Free ball. He goes deep.
Oh, that was a bad play by Scott. Bad play.
Can't reach back. I think Hector would have been able to get there, but Scott reached back and tried to make the play that,
as you said earlier,
coach tells you not to try and make.
You got to trust your teammate on that one.
Suho to serve. Soto. Gislin. Pitak. Big swing and puts down the kill. Jeff's 9th kill of the match, which is second only to Hector Soto on the team. And Pitak will serve. Billings. Back to him. Chance for point for the Dons. Gislin outside. Big swing by Soto off the block. Hector digs it up. Gislin goes right back to him. Little dink down the line. Suho is there. Cross court set to Billings off the block, and Cummings in the back row can't come up with it. Side out for the Trojans.
That could hurt. That was a point they should have had.
Well, they had a couple chances.
Once again, you see Billings hitting from a different spot on the court. He just keeps swinging.
Julian to serve. Gislin. 2 ball in the middle. Gislin will go back this time to Lane. Off the block. Chance for point for the Trojans. Suho outside to Billings off the block. Soto gets a piece of it, but can't keep it alive, and the Trojans now have cut the deficit to 2. It's now 11-9.
Right here's a critical point. They need to end this run for USC.
Trevor Julian back to serve again.
USC coach Pat Powers thinks he knows what's coming. Well, so does everybody now.
Hector, big swing and blocked straight down by Rowie. I couldn't tell from this angle if it was on our side of the court or theirs, but
doesn't matter. Ball never cleared the net.
Julian to serve again, only down 1 now. Pitak to Gislin, back to Soto, big swing, and Billings was right there but couldn't come up with a dig.
This is really where Ryan Perrott needs to come up with a big serve, not a lollipop. Got to challenge the passers. And he did.
Great spot in the corner right in front of us. Dennis with a swing block.
Look what happened.
Down by Cummings.
There you go.
Well, you called it, Blake. A good serve. Dennis got it up, but it wasn't the greatest pass in the world, and Suho went back to him. The set was off the net. The Dons were in position with the double block to put it straight back down. Suho, quick set in the middle, block straight back. Billings, the set. Never over the net.
Well, they couldn't get to the set, so he tried to hit that set left-handed.
And the Dons pick up yet another point. Now it's 13-10. Substitution. Coach Powers is going to go to Caleb Anderson.
He was very effective in game 1 when he came in.
checks in for Omar Rowie. The back row. Prat. Dennis. Suho back set to Billings. Big swing out of bounds.
Everybody in the building had to know who was going to get that set. I think he's going to get this set again, I would think.
You got to go to your guy. Let's see if they do. Quick set in the middle, though. Four hits for USC, and the Dons take game number 2, 15-10, and even up the match here at 1 game apiece.
After losing the first game 15-13, IPFW comes back to win the second game 15-10. Scott Lane got going in that during that game. So did the middles. John, the middles were really effective. I think the only time that USC stopped them was on a play where the IPFW set just wasn't close enough, couldn't get to the net.
Well, you saw it when the Dons started to struggle. You know, late in game number 2, they went to their man Hector Soto, and I'm sure we'll see more of that in the rest of the match. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with game number 3 at the Expo Center here at Memorial Coliseum in just a moment.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Something good. Feel something real.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids. The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out. Put that booties in the backseat now. Have that some kids you never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you. Wow! Look at here. To stay alive even when I drive.
Welcome back. The Dons even up the match with USC here at the Expo Center, Memorial Coliseum, 1-1. The Dons dropped the first one 13-15 and came back to win game 2 15-10.
Bernie? I can hear him fine. Can you hear him, John? That's something. Well, we're back at the Memorial Coliseum. IPFW rallied to win the second game 15-10 after losing the first game 15-13. From the statistics, IPFW is hitting 24%, USC 26%. Brooke Billings leads the Trojans with 14 kills and 31 swings. Hector Soto leads IPFW with 12 kills and 24 swings. Let's see. Diggs, IPFW has 32-22. That's a great stat for IPFW. IPFW has 9 blocks to 8 for USC, so they've turned that around. Diggs to kills, USC has 6, and IPFW has 8. John, anything else that you saw in that second game that was particularly interesting?
Well, you talked about it, Blake. They're moving Billings around. You see him everywhere. More or less with Hector when he's in the front row. You're going to see him strong side with a big swing. With Billings, you see him on the weak side. You see him on the strong side. And they move him around a little bit, trying to confuse the defense a little bit. Once again, this evening's match on College 6 is brought to you in part by Bosch Bus Company, by Chestnut Group Incorporated, by Farm Bureau Insurance, by Fujifilm USA, and by Sumner Sweets.
I think it's going to be interesting to see if IPFW can continue to run middle here. against the Trojans. They've done a very nice job with it. Ryan Perrott has 5 kills and 11 swings. Mike Cummings has 6 kills and 9 swings. So the Trojans really have not stopped them in the middle yet. So I imagine they may switch their defense over a little bit. Or if they respect Hector and Scott Lane and Ryan Perrott that much, they may just let them be and just, you know, let them leave it up to the middles. And that's where this would be a big match for IPFW if they could win with their middles and get that confidence going. Because there's going to be sometime down the road, possibly against Ohio State coming up, where they're going to have to win with their middle hitters. And that'll be great to have that confidence of having done that.
You're exactly right. And I think we're just about ready for game number 3 here at the Expo Center at Memorial Coliseum. Tied up at 1 game apiece. The Dons dropped the first, came back to take the second.
This will be the key. This will be a really key game. Whoever can win this, get control.
Dons will serve here in game number 3. The freshman Jeff Pitek.
Both teams have 5 aces so far. USC has 15 serving errors. IPFW has 10. They'll take a 5-to-10 ratio any day. You want to have 2 service errors to 1 ace, sometimes 3 service errors to 1 ace. So you'll take that. That's great. And they've had some pretty good serves too, even when they haven't aced them.
Pitek.
That was a good serve.
Suho. Billings, big swing, and he's going cross court again, and once again it's wide.
Basically, any serve where the pass makes the setter move, it's a good serve. As long as if the setter can stand right there at the base of the net, he can pick your defense apart. But if he has to move, that really limits his options of where he can go with the ball.
Pitek serves into the net. You're exactly right, Blake, because if the pass is perfect, he has at least 3 options, at least. And if it's not,
he's got 1.
He's got 1, maybe 2.
And then your blockers can be waiting on the 1.
Bo Rowie to serve. Short floater. Soto with a dig. Free ball puts it over the net. Suho. Tight set. Never over. Side out for the Dons. Brought back to serve. Dons leading early here in game number 3, 1-0. Floater.
That was too easy.
Julian, middle. Dennis, dug up by Pitek. Chance for points. Soho, wild set. And free ball goes over the net. Suho, outside. Dennis off the block, dug up by Pitek. Confusion by Gislin and Lane on who's going to take it. Gislin takes it, and it's an errant pass, and it's going to be a side out for the Trojans.
That play all started with the serve. USC could pass it so easily. The setter could do anything he wanted with it.
Billings back to serve for USC. Short floater, right to Cummings. Gislin, back set. Lane, big swing, dug up by Billings. Suho tried to dump it over the net, but the Dons, Soto is there, but it's blocked right back at him by Suho.
And it hit his body, even though he was standing out of bounds. So it's a point for the Trojans. That's a good example. You could see Chris didn't have anywhere to go with that set.
Soto to Gislin. You know where he's going. Back to Hecker. Straight down, but dug up. Cummings with a free swing. And now chance for point for the Trojans. Back set by Suho. Billings.
That ball was tipped.
Don's got a piece of it, but Pitek couldn't pick it up in the back row. A point for the Trojans, and they take a 2-1 lead.
Right now, the Trojans are working harder. They came out for that game a little bit more fired up. They're showing some energy.
See if they go back to Hector. Middle this time, though. Cummings puts it down.
Hey, the middle's been golden. Right now, Hector's hitting under 30%, but the middles are hitting over 50%.
Gislin trying to even it up here in game 3.
Great.
Big block in the middle by Mike Cummings.
See, IBFW is bigger. They're stronger in the middle. They've got to win there. The Trojans are not that big.
Short serve by Gislin. Took a little something off. Suho outside. Dennis goes right down the line. Dug up by Gislin. Soto the set. It's a
nice
tight
play.
one. Over the net. Billings to Dennis. Off the block, and Gislin can't get there.
That was a nice play by Scott Lane to keep it from being an automatic point for USC, because Hector set that ball horribly.
Well, Hector's definitely known for swinging at the volleyball and not setting it up for somebody else.
No. It's 2-2.
Craig Dennis to serve. Soto nice up. Gislin back set to Hector.
Terrible set.
I tell you what, that was a great dig just to get it up, and to think that you're going to back set him and expect him to be there. A lot of things got to go right. Hector's got to be there, and the set's got to be there, and nothing was really working on that play.
Hector was there before the set was, so he jumped underneath it, and that's always a bad sign.
Big serve. Big serve, and fortunately for the Dons, it tipped the tape, and it's a side out. Hector back to serve. It's all in the toss.
This is looking very similar to the first game, isn't it? Where USC, if they could push through here.
Now we had 25 service errors in the first 2 games, and had at least 3 or 4 here in game number 3.
USC is looking to put him in a hole.
Rowie to serve. Soto. Gislin, high 3-ball on the outside. Pitek, chance for point. Blocked straight down. A double block by Lane and Cummings.
They're starting to assert themselves at the net.
Side out for the Dons. Julian, back set. Hector caught on his heels, couldn't come up with it. Side out, USC.
Well, he's going to get this next serve. There's not much doubt right now that the Trojans have been targeting him with their serves.
Suho. Change of pace. Soto there. Middle set. And
bingo.
Barat was right there. Not too much on that service, and Soto put it straight up there for Gislin. And
well, he got a great pass from Hector.
And Ryan was licking his chops as he came up to that one. Lane back to serve.
Jiminy. This is probably the best Chris has set the middles all year.
Another side out on a service error. Trevor Julian put it in play for the Trojans.
It's contagious. It must be something on the ball. And we're not even at the gate center where nobody can serve.
Jeff Pitek trying to break the service error string. Puts it in play. Suho in the middle.
But the serve was just so easy to handle on that one that it's a tough, fine line you got to do, because you got to serve difficult enough to handle that they have problems with it, but then you don't want to hit it. You want to hit it easy enough to get it in. It's a really difficult.
Bo Rowie to serve. Soto to Gislin. Back set to Lane. Off the block. Dug up. Free ball. Soto. Gislin. Where do you think it's going? Hector. Going right after Billings. I think he kind of likes to point out Brooke over there and find out where he is and take aim at him and say, okay, let's see what you can do with this, because he's done it quite a number of times tonight.
Sort of like Michael Jordan would challenge people to come cover him.
Ryan Pratt, short serve, floater, Suho in the middle. Billings comes up with a 2 off the block, and Pitek can't come up with it. Tell you what, it doesn't seem like Brooke jumps that high. He just has an explosive jump, and he has a great arm swing, and that's where he gets his power. Billings down the line, the floater to Hector. Middle set, and Cummings puts it down.
Well, if you notice, too, I don't think Hector's missed one of Billings' serves all night either. I mean, he's having some trouble with other people, but not with Billings.
Setter Chris Gislin to serve. Suho, back set. Billings off the block, and Hector's hands
just couldn't get him over far enough to tap it to the floor.
Turned a little bit too far to the inside, out of bounds. Side out for the Trojans. Craig Dennis will put the ball in play. USC leading 3-2 here in game number 3. Pitek, good pass. Gislin, quick set in the middle. Cummings puts it straight down, and the defense, Omar Rowie, USC can't come up with it.
This is great setting. Chris is doing a very nice job. because usually they establish the middle, then they go away from it, but they're sticking with the middle tonight.
Hector with a big serve over the net, chance for point. Lane, Gissel in the middle, quick set.
That's good
to Cummings. Block straight down.
Nice job.
For side out. Yeah, good defense right there because IPFW was in perfect position to pick up a point. And USC comes up with a big side out. Soto, Gislin, outside to Pitek, the block. Gislin again, Lane the set. Soto in the back row, and 3 blocks were there waiting for him. And Trevor Julian picks up the single block. Point for the Trojans, and they lead now 4-2. Gislin to Pitek off the block. Suho back set. Billings. Great arm swing down the line right there. Peratt with a dive, but couldn't come up with a dig.
USC starting to take control of this game.
IPFW trying to regroup here after giving up a couple points. Trying to ice the server, possibly.
No doubt about it. What are you talking
It's
about?
worked
Possibly?
Many times tonight. And now the ball boy stalling. Finally gives him one. That's the home ball boy advantage, you know. Omar Rowie with a serve. Pitek, Gislin in the middle. Chance for point. Julian, oh, big block by Lane.
They needed that. They really needed that one.
Side out for the Dons. And Mike Cummings goes back. IPFW trailing 2-5 here in game number 3. The floater, short, over the net. Suho, strong side. Julian, over the blocks, and Soto can't come up with a dig in the back row. Side out for USC.
Because that pass was so good.
Perfect.
Middle hitter Ryan Peratt had to stay in the middle for the block. He couldn't get outside quick enough to cover the angle, which left it wide on one-on-one.
Big serve, but out of bounds by Suho. Side out for IPFW.
Boy, this match is kind of dragging right now.
Scott Lane. Billings, Suho, back set. Julian, big block, but it's out of bounds. Peratt and Pitek together. Another side out. Julian. Soto in the back row off the... Could it be the top of the head of Billings, possibly?
No, I don't think so. Off his hands. They need a run.
Pitek the serve.
Good serve.
Great set.
And that was.
Great set by Suho.
Very nice.
That's why he's an All-American candidate. Anybody can make the set when the pass is perfect. It's the sets you make when they aren't.
You and I'd probably have trouble still.
Soto, Gislin, back outside to Soto. The Trojans are in the net. Side out Dons.
Boy, Chris did a nice set there. That looks like an easy set, but it's not. He put that up high enough where nobody but Hector could have got it.
Ryan Peratt to serve. Dennis. Shoot set in the middle. Dug up. Gislin. Chance for point.
Oh.
But Lane couldn't get it over the net. Set was a little off the net a little bit.
I think he just missed it. Another wasted opportunity.
Soto to Gislin. Back to Hector. Off the block and out of bounds. Side out. IPFW.
Hector's heating up.
Tough set. Chance for point for the Dons. Big swing by Soto, but the double block is right there, and Rowley puts it down, and Cummings couldn't come up with a dig.
Well, they're getting some opportunities here. They're just not. They're not playing well enough. They're not executing enough. USC, got to give them a lot of credit. They don't look like a very young team tonight.
Pitek. Back set to Soto. And there's another kill for Hector.
Off Billings again.
Went in the back corner. He's picking them out. That's confidence. Where are you? I'm hitting at you.
Get ready to duck.
Hector with a serve.
He was going for him again, wasn't he?
Side out for the Trojans.
Hector's one-man war of mind game.
Soto to Gislin. Quick set in the middle. Big swing by Lane. That's what you get when you get the perfect pass. You get a lot of options and opens it up for a lot of people. And single block there in the middle isn't enough to stop Scott Lane and the IPFW offensive attack. Mike Cummings to serve now. Julian. Suho.
Speaking of a perfect pass.
Found Rowley and he put it straight down. And I think he was even amazed at the results of that one.
Yeah, that's a little non-verbal trash talk.
Pitek. Gislin back set from his knees, and Lane gets it over the net, but a chance for point for the Trojans. Ooh, off the block. And Billings picks up the kill. Makes it 6-2 now.
USC's kind of broken away here.
And their big server, Suho, back. Pitek having all kind of problems. A little change of pace. Usually you see the power from the setter. That time a little lot of movement on it. And Jeff a little tongue-tied.
Timeout for IPFW. We'll be back after this.
The Tri-State Ethics Consortium is sponsoring an all-day seminar called Has Death Become an Option? On Wednesday, April 28th at the Holiday Inn Northwest in Fort Wayne. The keynote speaker is Dr. Felicia Cohn, Senior Scientist with the Center to Improve Care of the Dying. For further information, call Bill Bruning at 481-6377. To register, send a check to Mary Jane Shank, RN, Continuing Care Center, Parkview Memorial Hospital.
So the Dons trying to break the string here by USC, trailing 7-2 here in game number 3. We're all knotted up at a game apiece, and it looks like IPFW a little sluggish here to start game 3, Blake.
Yeah, I look for him to try maybe to do a combination play to Hector out of this timeout. Maybe get a big, a play that looks flashy, get the fans back into it, get a little bit momentum going. They got to get a good pass to do that, though, and right now the passing hasn't been the strongest.
And USC has their big server setter back to put the ball in play. Donald Suho, the junior, 3-year starter. Jump floater. Soto, middle Gislin. And he goes to Peratt, and he's there to put it down.
That works.
Scott Lane trying to bring the Dons back. Big serve. Suho, back set. Julian.
That was it.
Down the line, and line judge calls it in.
No, the referee overrules. That ball was in.
The same way I saw the one that went for you, okay? No, it wasn't.
So overruled, and the Dons pick up a.
What'd you think?
Well, I couldn't tell. It was too quick for me. Big serve by Lane, barely creeps over the net for the ace, and the Dons after the timeout 2 quick points, and now they only trail 7-4. That could be a big call there, Blake. Here comes Julian with the 2. The pancake dig. Dennis the set. Dig by Billings, reaches back. Free ball. Actually, they're going to call a carry.
Good call.
Another point for the Dons, and it's
now,
quickly 7-5.
We'll see if there's a timeout or not. Pat Powers is going to argue. Now there's a timeout.
Be sure and catch the Tony Vittorio Show on Wednesday evenings on College 6. College baseball season is in full swing, and Coach V's IPFW Mastodons are warming up the bats. Led by senior and former Harding High School pitcher Rico Martin. The Dons are looking to be a force in the GLVC this year. Tune in right here on College 6 every Wednesday evening at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. for IPFW baseball highlights and the very popular breakdown segments.
Well, I tell you, you got to respect those baseball players. They're outside now playing. I've never been more colder in my life than I was at a couple baseball games with that wind blowing. You got to have a lot of respect for those guys.
Well, I mean, if you want to play baseball, this isn't the place to do it. You should go to Florida. That's what I did. I had enough of this stuff.
Yeah, how was Orlando? Or you didn't go to Orlando. You went to Boston, didn't you?
I went to Boston. A lot of chowder. Covering the Purdue Boilermakers in the NCAA tournament last week.
See, that was the problem. You were stuck with them, and they were great. And then Steve gets out there, and look what happens. And you can quote me.
So Scott Lane trying to rally the troops again. Dennis, Suho, strong side. Billings, blocked back. Billings again.
Oh, and he's cranked.
And he goes cross court. He likes to go cross court, strong side. But just like Soto, even though you know it's coming, it doesn't mean you can stop it. Side out USC.
That kid's going to be scary in a few years.
Trevor Julian. Change of pace. P-Tech the swing off the block, and poor defense in the back row there by Omar Rowie, reaching up trying to punch it. End up punching it straight behind him. Side out for the Dons.
IPFW has stolen the momentum back, but one bad serve will lose it.
P-Tech. Good serve. Dennis the swing. Nice dig by Cummings, and Gislin is going to go strong side. Well off the net to Soto, and he hits it a little long.
Yeah, you called it. It was well off the net. Hector's got 17 kills so far. Brooke Billings, has 20 for USC. IPFW's hitting percentage has fallen to 22%.
Soto to Gislin, tries the dump, and the defense was right there. Omar Rowie shoved it right back in Gislin's face, and the IPFW defense wasn't ready for it.
And they were with the momentum.
8-5 now. Soto, bad pass. Gislin makes the most of it, though. And Hector hits it a little long.
He just missed it. There was nobody up with him. He just missed it. It's going to be a long night, John. We're going to be here a while.
Soto to Gislin, back set to Lane.
Nice
right down
set.
the line. That's a nice arm swing by Scott.
And a beautiful set by Chris. Faked out the defense.
Back set, Billings. Great dig by Peratt, but Soto couldn't turn around quick enough to get it back up in the air, and Brooke Billings picks up yet another kill. Gislin, back set again to Lane. Defense was there, but the block wasn't over the net. It was in the net. Side out for the Dons.
He's able to punch it through.
Gislin to serve. Billings to Suho, strong side. Dennis coming right at Soho. He got a piece of it, but went straight over the net and out of bounds.
I don't care what anybody says, that had to hurt. I know they're used to it. Man.
Dennis, the big serve. Soto, the up. Gislin, the back set. Back to Hector. Blocked into the net by Rowie. Side out for the Dons. We used him. Using him. Hector looking to put a little string together here for the Dons. Not this time. Service error.
They're in danger of getting blown out this game, because USC is just making the safe, solid plays. They play very basic volleyball, but very strong volleyball.
Gislin to P-Tech. Set was a little tight, and Suho was right there for the single block. He's had quite a few of those tonight.
And he is woofing a little at P-Tech. P-Tech saying, give me the ball again.
Soto.
Gonna get it.
Back set to Cummings. And Billings can't come up with it. Side out Dons. And now Mike will serve. Trailing 5-10 here in game number 3. Tied up at 1 apiece. Julian to Suho. Back set to Billings off the block, and Soto can't get there. And Suho will go back to serve for USC. His team up 5 here in game number 3. Lane to Gislin. Back to Scotty. Goes over the 2 blocks for the side out.
Crowd would like to get into this match. They haven't had much to cheer about this game.
Not in a while.
Scotty really had a tough night serving as well.
Hey.
He's had a horrible night serving. What do you think? Try that.
Keep saying it, Blake. Maybe he'll just keep racking up the aces.
His first ace against 3 serving errors.
Another good serve. Billings came up with a big swing. Probably should have just put it over the net with a free ball. It's another point for the Dons. Letting them get back in the match. Now it's 7-10.
He's gone cross court with 2 aces so far.
More confusion.
Neither referee is sure who blew the whistle.
He hadn't blown his whistle. He did not blow his whistle. That's why I saw him brush him off. 5 seconds.
5-second call.
You got to go with the whistle and the signal. You did not whistle again to stop it. I did. I whistled and signaled.
That's a bad break for the Dons, especially since it looked like they had some momentum going.
Let's go. Let's go.
Arnie really upset with the call, arguing to no avail. 5-second call gives a side out to USC. Pratt comes up with a big swing. Chance for side out now. Gislin outside to P-Tech. Is over the block. P-Tech back to serve. Julian to Suho in the middle. Nice dig. Gislin back set to Lane. The block is there, but it's going to be out of bounds. And a point for the Dons makes it 10-8.
This game's getting a little interesting.
Julian to Suho, outside to Dennis. The block is there. Billings the set. Suho back to Brook. The block is there again. But Soto's block is out of bounds, plus he was in the net, so that's going to be a side out for USC.
You could see his eyes kind of light up. He's like, hey, I'm going to be one-on-one on Billings. Yeah, I think I might like this.
Rowie to serve. Tough floater, bad pass by Soto, but great set by Gislin. Back to Peratt, and he puts it straight down. And even Chris has got to shake his head at that one and know that that was pretty darn awesome.
That got the crowd going. Now they got to use the momentum.
You got to keep them cheering. Peratt the serve. Dennis. Suho back to Craig. Block, but straight down by Gislin and Cummings together. Another point for the Dons, and it's now 10-9.
Timeout, USC.
That's also going to be a timeout for USC as the Dons bring them within 1. We're going to send it to break, and we'll be back with a moment. The Dons trying to come back here in game number 3 and take the lead 2-1 over USC.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college. And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway. And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back. We got a great one going in the Spring Fling finale here at the Expo Center at the Coliseum. The Dons tied up at 1 game apiece with USC here in game number 3 are rallying. They trail 10-9. Ryan Perrott is serving. And the crowd getting a little involved really for the first time tonight. Dennis to Suho. Quick set in the middle off the block. Rally picks up the kill. Side out USC. Soto to Gislin. Back set to Lane. Goes down the line, but
he hit it out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
So much for the moment.
11-9 now, Trojans. Billings to serve. High floater. Short. Cummings to Gislin. Coming outside to Hector right in front of us. Chance for point for the Trojans. Billings. Big swing. Blocked straight down by Mike Cummings. He and Hector were right there waiting for that one.
They needed that block badly. Billings is having a heck of a match. He's got 24 kills.
We're only in the 3rd game. Gislin.
That's trouble.
Good serve. Billings coming up with a big swing. 3 blocks. Fortunately, they got another shot at it. Dennis off the block. Gislin outside to Soto. Uses the block of Suho into the net. Point for the Dons, and now they're within 1 once again at 11-10. Substitution for the visitors.
David Grimm.
He's going to come in for Bo Rowie. Chris Gislin back to serve. Change of pace. Suho, middle set.
Oh.
Perrott and Pitek there, and neither one of them could come up with it. Side out.
A ball that kind of maybe sort of should have been handled.
Yeah.
Easy setting that, saying that sitting from here.
Another service error, the 19th of the match for USC. And now Soto will try and rally the troops here. Trailing by 1 here in game 3. The jump serve.
Ace. That's Hector's 4th ace of the match and the 8th of the night for IPFW.
Tied up at 11 all. Another substitution by Coach Powers and USC. David Grimm's stay out on the court was short and sweet. Rally comes back in.
Here they go trying to freeze Hector again.
Let's see if it works. Change of pace, short. Great dig by Billings. Suho outside, the big swing, and great dig by Perrott. Soho from the back row. Back set to Dennis, dug up by Gislin. Lane the set, back row to, Hector changed the pace. He had 3 blocks there waiting for him to come up with a big swing in the back row. He just kind of rolled it off the top of his palm over the net.
He kind of had
to. The defense couldn't come up with it.
He couldn't swing. He couldn't get a full swing at the set, so he just had to keep it in play.
And the Dons have taken the lead here in game number 3, 12-11.
They were down 7-2 and 10-5. It's amazing how this team can play sometimes, you know? They get their backs against the wall. They seem to play their absolute best.
Hector. Another service error, side out. That's Hector's 7th service error of the match. Soto to Gislin.
Beautiful pass.
In the middle.
No, it's down.
Great dig. Free swing and off the block and down for point for the Trojans.
Tying it up.
12 apiece here in game number 3. Soto, Gislin, strong side to Pitek.
2 blockers went up. Jeff Pitek hit that off the inside hand of the middle blocker. So the momentum of the ball carried it into the court.
And Rowie was there. He just didn't have his hands over the net.
Well, and Pitek made a nice play. He did that on purpose.
Substitution, Harris with the serve in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Double block there by Lane and Peratt. Puts it straight down. And once again, the Volleyball have taken a 1-point lead here in game number 3.
It's a great serve by Brian Harris. He set that whole play up with his serve.
And Brian just came into the game for just that reason. Another short floater, good serve, dug up by Dennis. Suho back set to Billings off the block and off the antenna out of bounds. Side out USC. Suho to serve. Jump floater. Pitek the dig. And Gislin. And Peratt not on the same page.
And we're tied again.
Ryan going up for a quick set, and Peratt looking for something else. 13 all. Same spot. Nice dig by Pitek. Back set to Lane. It's going to be blocked. Dug up by Harris. Gislin. Back row Soto. 3 blocks.
He tipped it.
Suho got a piece of it.
That's why Brian Harris comes into the match. He's got to make a play like that to keep the rally alive. Keep the momentum going.
Scott Lane, the big serve. Free ball. Chance for point. Tough call. Billings goes cross court, and they called it out. Point for the Dons. Makes it 14-13 here in game number 3. Game point. IPFW trying to take a 2-1 lead here at the Expo Center. Lane with a serve. Suho, strong side. Billings, double block, and Peratt puts it straight down. And the Dons have taken game number 3, 15-13, and now lead the match 2-1. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a moment with game number 4, Memorial Coliseum.
Do you know who I am? Am I a P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
Hey kid, my friend wants to know if that girl will go out with him. Pass it down.
Hey Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this loner.
The young man wants to know if the girl over there is a donor.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
Welcome back to the Memorial Coliseum. IPFW has rallied to win the third game, 15-13, after they trailed 7-2 and 10-5. They did it with their serves. IPFW now has 8 aces and only 17 errors. That's not a bad ratio, 2-1. USC has 6 aces and 19 errors. Hector Soto has 4 aces for IPFW. Chris Gislin 2. Scott Lane has 2. We're going to take a look at a couple of replays.
Last couple of points of the game that sealed it for the Dons. Game number 3. That was Billings trying to go cross court. Very controversial call. And
ducking under that one. I tell you what, when I saw that ball coming, I thought it was going to be in. That took some guts for Jeff to duck under that one.
And then on game point, the double block by Peratt. Put it straight down.
I'll tell you what, Brian Harris had one great dig in that when he came in there late that really kept the momentum in IPFW's favor.
Well, Blake, we talked about, the parity and how you have to have balance in your offensive attack, and that's something IPFW has been able to do after game number 1, establish the middle. But if you look on the other side of the court, USC has really failed to do that, especially in game number 3, exclusively going to Billings and going to Dennis and really nobody else.
And IPFW started to figure that out defensively, and they've shut him down a little bit. Billings has 25 kills, but I don't think he had one the whole second half of that game. So they've really done a nice job of slowing him down. He's now hitting 28%, where most of the match he was around 40%.
Yeah, he's been dropping.
They've done a nice job on slowing him down.
Well, Billings with the 25 kills and Dennis with 11, and no one else in double figures for USC, where if you look at IPFW, they got 4 guys double figures in kills, led by Hector Soto with 21, P-Tac with 12, and then Cummings and Lane with 10 apiece.
And Ryan Peratt has 8 kills, and they haven't stopped him all night. But they've really USC's done a nice job on Hector. He's only hitting 23%. They figure, Hector hit 23%. We got to be out of here in 3 games. But the rest of the IPFW offensive team has really stepped it up.
In particular, Ryan Peratt, Scott Lane.
Yeah, because usually the 2 best hitters for IPFW are P-Tac and Soto, and those 2 are both struggling tonight.
So we're ready to start game number 4. The Dons leading 2-1. Craig Dennis back to serve for the Trojans. Soto to Gislin. Strong side. P-Tac puts it straight down. Too much room there, right in the middle of the court.
If you're IPFW, you want to end this quick. You want to put a hurting on in this 4th game. USC wants to just stay alive. They got to figure if they win this game, they've got all the momentum going in the 5th game.
Suho dumps it over the middle, and I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do that more often. He's done it 2 or 3 times tonight, and each time IPFW hasn't even been close to trying coming up with it.
Well, they've done a pretty good job the other times, so they've taken it away from him as an option.
Soto to Gislin, back set to Lane. Nice dig by Billings. Looks like he wants it, and he's going to get it. Big swing off the block, and Cummings late to react, and it's a point for the Trojans.
Got to figure Billings is going to try to crank it up here again and get his offense going.
Gislin outside. P-Tac off the... That one was off the head of Rowie. Rubs it a little bit, shakes it off. Takes it like a man. Scott Lane to serve. Big serve. Nice pass by Billings. Back set. Dennis blocked straight down by Ryan Peratt and Jeff P-Tac with a double block.
Well, you're starting to see the last half of that game and the start of this game. The IPFW coaching staff has figured out where USC is having where their tendencies are. They're covering it up very well.
See where this one goes. Billings in the middle. 3 blocks there. The dig by Cummings, but ran out of room here at the Expo Center. Side out USC. This evening's match on College 6 is brought to you in part by Bosch Bus Company, by Chestnut Group Incorporated, by Farm Bureau Insurance, by Fujifilm USA, and by Sumner Sweets. Soto to Gislin. P-Tac. Big swing.
Ball still alive.
Julian. Suho back set to Billings, and too much line is there. Plus the Dons were in the net. Point for USC. They really are. They're going to him almost every single time right now.
He's been hot. He's been very effective. He's still the second best hitter on the team, though, behind his coach. Pat Powers was a U.S.
Unfortunately, he's out of eligibility.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he looks like he could just still get out there and blast away. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy hit the ball harder than he did, consistently.
P-Tech to serve.
Pretty
nice
good.
up by Dennis. Suho back set. Julian with a big swing, and P-Tech can't come up with it in the back row. Side out, USC.
I wonder if he thought that ball was tipped to the net because it was going out. And he figured maybe he had to make a play on it.
2-1 USC. Julian to serve. Short. Tough set by Gislin. Cross court. Soto with a dink over the double block, and no one's there because I don't think Suho could see it.
Pretty nice set, though.
Especially across court, on the run across your body like that.
You know, once again, this is critical, this game. IPFW, the whole night, has let USC sneak out to the early leads. It's 2-1 right now. They want to hold it right there and maybe just come back and take the lead. That's a great serve.
Suho outside. Dug up by Pratt. Chance for point. Gislin to Soto. Oh, helping the net, but dug up. And the swing by the setter, Suho. Dug up by IPFW. It's going to be a joust at the net. Pratt comes up with it. Chance for point again. Gislin outside to Soto, and he puts it straight down cross court.
That was a nice play by Ryan Pratt. He made 2 or 3 digs on that one.
Now, you look at the guy and you say, okay, he's a middle hitter. He's a big guy. He's probably not as agile in the back row as most of your other players, but it's probably the best that IPFW has. Julian trouble with the serve. Free ball.
Stay down.
Dennis puts it over the net. A little long. Another point for the Dons.
And they've got the early lead.
They take a 3-2 advantage and trying to break the momentum. Coach Powers calls for a substitution. Dennis comes out, and he's replaced by Eli Fairfield, who started the game, and really haven't seen him since game number 1.
No, last year Eli Fairfield was the hot freshman on the West Coast, with Hector being.
And Mike Cummings is there in the block in the middle. Straight down, and the Dons now have a 4-2 lead. Little breathing room here. See if we can string together a couple of points here. Here comes the floater.
Good serve.
Coming to Fairfield, goes right at Pratt, but he digs it up, back across the court. And Cummings stuffs Billings.
The things that Fairfield does is he gives USC another offensive option besides Billy.
Coach Powers wants a timeout. The Dons leading 5-2 here in game number 4. If you missed last evening's match between IPFW and the 12th ranked University of Pacific Tigers, tune in to College 6 tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for the replay of that event. That's tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock for IPFW versus Pacific. And next Sunday, March 28th, tune in at 7 p.m. to see the replay of this evening's match with USC. That's Sunday the 28th right here on College 6.
I'll tell you what, you want to watch that 5th game last night. That was some classic volleyball. Very well played by both teams. Well, I got to figure Mr. Billings might get this set. What do you think? Actually, what will determine it is how good a pass Trojans come up with right now. Ryan Parada serving some very tricky serves for IPFW.
So the Dons trying to put the match away here in game number 4. They lead 2-1. Up 5-2. Ryan Peratt to serve.
They picked up the hitting. IPFW's hitting 57% in this game.
Ooh, out of nowhere. Here comes Mr. Rowie. Great set by Suho. Tight on the net with a fist. He punched it back, and there was nobody there for the block, and it's a side out.
Still haven't seen much of a combination play from IPFW lately. Boy, that hurts.
Come up with a big kill like that, and then Bo Rowie goes back and can't put the ball in play. Chris Gislin. Suho to Fairfield.
Oh, that was in. Fairfield, they've got his number tonight.
And Scott Lane with a big block straight down, and it's now 6-2.
Fairfield has 2 kills and 12 swings.
Middle set. Trot can't come up with a dig. Side out.
I'll tell you what, USC they're a fun team to watch, though. They're so young. They scramble. They're going to be great in a couple years.
Billings to serve. Soto, bad pass. Gislin goes across the court. Lane off the block. Chance for point for the Trojans. And there's the dump. Dug up by IPFW. Billings coming back to him.
Oh, and he missed it.
Little long.
Wonder if he's getting tired.
He's gotten enough sets tonight. He might be.
There's a lot of talking going on, though.
Hector Soto to serve.
Oh.
Great dig by Billings. Cross-court set to Fairfield. And Cummings couldn't get the hands over the net.
That's got to be a point. He's got to get his hands over on that. He was set up waiting for it.
Fairfield to serve. P-Tech. Gislin, back set. Soto off the block. Billings gets it up. From the back row, Fairfield off the block again. Perrott set to Gislin. Soto from the back row. Billings again with the dig. Billings with a dink. Gislin outside. P-Tech. Finds the corner for a point.
They just wore him out with that one. They kept playing, kept swinging until they just couldn't get to it.
Fairfield. Suho outside. Julian picks up the kill. Rowie to serve. Free ball. Fairfield. Suho, middle set. To Rowe, and he puts it down. 6-3 now.
Need a good pass. Didn't
Bad pass. Gislin. Nice up to P-Tech off the block. Chance for point for the Trojans. Suho, back row, Fairfield, blocked straight now by Perrott. There were a couple guys waiting there for Mr. Fairfield.
They just got his number all night tonight.
Scotty Lane back to serve. Big serve. Julian tries to go line, but it's long, and it's a point for the Dons. Makes it 7-3.
That was an important point because USC had just gotten a point. Took care of that momentum right away.
Nice dig by Julian. Back set to Fairfield. Cross court, and they called it in. Scotty Lane thought it was out. Side out Trojans.
I thought that was in, didn't you?
Well, I can't tell. I got a bunch of barrels in front of me over here. I was just reading.
John, I don't want to hear about your drinking habits on the air, okay?
Easy. We got a foot fault.
Yep.
That was a good serve, too. Break for the Dons. Suho, middle set. Block back. Outside. Billings. Chance for point. Joust at the net. Won by the Dons. Gislin just kind of pushed it off the defense for a point to make it 8-3 IPFW.
Well, Gislin and Ryan Perrott both went up. I'm not sure the USC blockers knew who was going to hit.
And Coach Powers wants yet another timeout, trailing by 5 here in game number 4. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back here at Memorial Coliseum at the Expo Center in a minute.
Remember walking those hallowed hallways, the friendships, the professors who made an impact on your life?
Your alumni associations are here to serve you through networking, friendship, and service.
Your alumni directors also need you.
Make a big difference by sending potential students our way.
Make a difference with your financial gift.
Make the biggest difference with your contribution of time.
Your alma mater needs you. Go alumni!
I can tell you right now what Coach Ball is telling his team in the huddle. Let's put this thing away right now. The Dons up 2-1 here in game number 4. They have an 8-3 lead and the serve.
Here comes the replay.
And the quick set in the middle.
And back at live actions.
Rally with a quick set in the middle.
Brooke Billings just hit the ball out of bounds to stretch the lead to 9-3.
P-Tech serve is long, side out.
That's the thing. When IPFW can serve well and serve tough, they can compete with anyone in the country. But when they serve poorly, anyone in the country can beat them. How's that one?
Gislin, middle set to Perrott. Not a lot of power, but in a good spot.
And Chris Gislin, I think, has set a very good match to the middles tonight.
Which is something that he had trouble doing recently. Falling in love with the outside and P-Tech and Soto, but not tonight. Suho outside. Fairfield off the block, chance for point. Gislin outside to Hector Soto. Big swing. Finds the corner. Another kill for Hector. It's 24th of the match.
And he struggles somewhat hitting. He's still only hitting 25%, which is about 15% under normal for him.
(10-3) now. Suho back set to Billings, uses the block. With Hector Soto out of bounds, side out USC. Billings with 28 kills, match high. Rally with a serve.
It's not often someone comes into Fort Wayne and has a match high over Hector.
Well, he's catching up with him. Hector now has 25 kills. He's only 3 behind him. Side out for the Dons, leading 10-3 here in game number 4. Trying to put the match away. Gislin, big serve. Quick set in the middle. Too quick for the Dons. Sloppy passing error by Hector results in an ace.
I'll tell you what, USC scores one more point, I'd call timeout right here. Just kill the momentum early.
Another bad pass by Soto, but Gislin gets it up to P-Tech and he uses the block. Arawi out of bounds, side out Dons.
Scott Lane now has 11 kills. I'd like to see him get Ryan Perrott one more kill. Get 5 guys with 10 or more. That'd be all right.
That's spreading it out. Soto to serve. Oh, great serve. Back set to Billings, and he uses the block out of bounds for the side out.
His shoulder's going to need some ice tonight.
Gislin, cross court to P-Tech. Oh boy, big swing.
They're really starting to hurt.
Popular
USC
corner right in
outside.
front of us here, Blake. The Dons are wearing it out over here. And Cummings will take a seat as Brian Harris comes in, the Fort Wayne native, to serve. Floater. Fairfield. Suho, back set. On the back row is Billings, but the Dons are there with the double block. Trying trying to break the momentum. Coach Powers, another substitution. David Grimm, he's the guy he goes to. Puts him in for a couple plays, gets him out of there. Gives Bo Rowie a breather. Harris to serve again. Goes to Fairfield. Quick set in the middle. Soto was there and leaning back. And have that momentum coming forward.
The ball got tipped at the net, and I think that threw his timing off just a little bit.
Omar Rowie to serve. Back set. Lane down the line.
Missed it.
No touch. Guess not. Out of bounds. That's another point. Now it's 11-5. Rowie to serve again. Soto, bad pass. Gislin, back row set to Soto. Off of Billings.
That's one of those deals where Hector can jump so high. You can put 3 guys up, but they got to come down. He doesn't seem to come down, and then the back row defenders are defenseless.
Scott Lane to serve. Outside, and the double block is there. Ryan Parrott and Chris Gislin back right where it came from. Point for the Dons, and it's now 12-5 IPFW. Trying to put the match away here in game number 4.
That's their 22nd block of the match.
Nice dig, chance for point for the Dons. Back row Soto, the dig.
That should be unlawful. That's not fair.
Hector using the smarts a little bit right there after converting a similar play a couple plays ago when he came up with a big swing, decided to go with a change of pace there and confuse the defense. Lane serve, gets a piece of the net, side out. 13-5 IPFW here in game number 4. Suho to serve.
Relax. We'll get it right. For me to be wrong twice in one time is pretty bad.
Wow. Now they interfered with the set.
Okay,
so we're going to have a replay.
The question was, if Chris Gislin was in the back row, then it's USC's point. If he's in the front row, then it's a legal play, and the whistle was blown prematurely, and that's what happened. But the ball knows, too.
And Suho knows service aces. He picks up another one. And now it's 13-6. Another big serve. Nice up by Pitek. He gets it back in the outside and hammers it down.
Yeah, you called it, John. They're wearing out this spot in the floor.
Very popular place. Side out, 13-6.
I think IPFW's size is really starting to show tonight.
Jeff, the big serve. Billings in the back row. IPFW gets a piece of it. It's going to be a side out for the visitors. Another service error. Side out for the Dons, and Mike Cummings is going to come in for Mr. Harris in the front row. Another good job by the Fort Wayne native. Back set. Billings over the block. Side out. Hector.
Missed it.
Oh. He had a lot of room over here, too. I don't think he needed to cut it that much. Soto. Tough set by Gislin, but it's a good one. Off the triple block, but out of bounds. Soto picks up yet another kill. And Gislin is back to serve. Good pass, back set, Billings off the block. Gislin to Soho, big swing, nice dig by Rowie. Back set to Billings.
IPFW was in the net.
That's a shame because the ball was out.
Mike Cummings.
Yeah, anytime you're in the motion of blocking, the ball goes over the top. Yeah, absolutely.
Billings to serve. Hector. Off of Omar Rowie's head and out of bounds. Side out for the Dons. And now Soto will serve. Billings, quick set in the middle. Never over the net, point for the Dons, and they're one away from taking the match in 4. So Soto comes up with his 8th service error of the evening. Fairfield to serve. And Pitek shanks it.
Now he's going to get a chance at this one. When a guy shanks it like that, they almost always go right back at him. They tried.
Second match point for the Dons. Mike Cummings to serve.
Good call.
Well, they were there. Just couldn't convert. Side out, USC. Rowie to serve. Soto to Gislin. Strong side to Pitek. Block is straight down. Parat's there, but he can't dig it up. That's a point, and slowly but surely, USC chipping away at this lead here. It's now 14-9.
And it was, what, 14-5?
Soto to Gislin. Hector in the back row.
Missed it.
Hit it a little long. Another point for USC. Makes it 14-10, and that's going to call for a timeout from Coach Ball. Try and regroup and get his team back on the right page. Be sure to tune in to College 6 next Friday evening when IPFW hosts the Rutgers University Newark Raiders at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the beautiful IPFW campus. That's at 7:30 p.m. Friday evening right here on College 6.
That should be an interesting match because Rutgers is one of the top teams in the East. They're trying to rebuild their program after being down a couple of years. Usually have quite an international flavor on that team. Yeah, IPFW is hitting 27%. USC's down to 23%. Let's see, Hector's got 29 kills. Brooke Rawlings has 32 for the Trojans. Interesting stat. IPFW's got 56 digs. USC has 45. It's extremely rare throughout IPFW's history for them to out-dig a West Coast team, but they're starting to do that more and more this season. 23 blocks for IPFW, 15 for USC.
Gislin going outside to Pitek. Ooh, called it in. Side out for the Dons. Match point number 3 this evening. Scott Lane back to serve for the Dons. Service error number 21 in the match for IPFW.
But it hasn't hurt him.
Suho back. Put the ball in play. Nice dig by Pitek, and he's going to get it back on the outside. Big swing right in the corner. Perfect spot. Side out Dons. Match point number 4. And after a big kill like that, Blake, I'm sure Jeff would like to end it with an ace right here.
Jeff's got 18 kills tonight.
Suho, back set. Nice dig.
Ball's going to be in.
Strong side. Billings, great dig by Cummings for the match. Soto.
Well, he wanted that one bad.
Got a free ball.
Stay down. That's it.
And Billings couldn't even get it over the net, and the Dons come away with a 4-game victory over visiting USC. In game number 1, IPFW dropped that one, looked a little shaky, 13-15, then came back to win 3 straight games, 15-10, 15-13, and 15-10.
Against a good team, too. USC's ranked number 10, and they are a very solid team. They're a young team, and they're going to get a lot better. It'd be interesting to see if they can come back next year, because I think they'll be a lot better, and next year will probably end up going 5.
And they're not as big as IPFW, but very quick, very energetic, and they got a couple guys that can, really pound the ball. And I think once some of their players get some more experience, and they surround Brooke Billings with guys that they can go to on a more consistent basis and take some of the pressure off him, his kill percentage is going to go higher, and he's not going to get as many swings, but the team will probably be more successful.
Oh, okay, we're going to get a look at match point here on replay. It was a kind of a long rally game. Good dig. Chris Gislam slips it over and keeps it in play. That would have been in.
And Billings not afraid. He's going to take a swing no matter where he is on the court.
He tried to go for the home run. Nice dig by Mike Cummings there. Hector, he whipped this one. Billings got it. And now you'll see Billings take a swing on this. And
not even close.
He's tried to get too much of it.
Didn't even hit the white part of the tape.
And once again, IPFW ended up with 5 guys with 10 or more kills, so that was great.
Along with the College 6 crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, and the IPF Learning Resource Center, we'd like to take this time to thank, especially this evening, NBC 33 and News Channel 15 for their contributions to this College 6 sports telecast. This College 6 telecast of IPFW sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPF Sports this evening. The Dons coming up with a 4-game victory over USC. Thanks again for joining us this evening. For Blake Sebring, I'm John Getze saying good night.